Well, gamers, it's Carputing here, and kind of again, I should have probably started recording before I started digging into it, but it's okay because we're basically rebuilding this whole computer. So today we've got a Dell Optiplex 780 with a Dell GA0403 motherboard. You can see it right there, that code there. So yeah, this is a Dell Optiplex 780. My mom got me it in about 2010, and it was my computer in high school for a few years before I built my first custom PC. So it didn't turn on, so I decided, you know what, I can't bring myself to throw it out, so I'm gonna get it fixed up. I'm basically replacing everything in it. I have a new motherboard coming because I tried several times to resolder on this little battery here. I think I did an okay job the last time, but last time I tried to boot this, it would boot. And oh, is that meant to be there? That little gold thing. Anyways, last time, like, it would boot before. It would just say the CMOS battery is dead. But then I replaced the battery again. I didn't. After not trying things for a while, and then it just wouldn't boot. It had a light on the motherboard like aux power, so I'm thinking the power supply might also be dead, which is annoying because oh god, hopefully it just works. But so I still got to clean this out. I'm gonna do the rest of the stuff on video, but I thought I'd just catch y'all up on where things are. So this motherboard, I have a new old stock one coming from eBay. Hopefully it just works, and hopefully I can see this one has a nice like replace the battery module that I plan to like just kind of stick with. The module that comes in for the CMOS battery with these stock is like not as easy to replace, so that's annoying. But anyways, this is Intel 775 socket motherboard. So there's that. Let me zoom in with the iPhone for you. So boom, that's that. It had a Intel Core 2 Duo Q9650. That's what I was rocking in this before, but I've scrapped that, and I'm gonna get a Intel Q9650. So I'll video me putting all that in. This thing never had a graphics card when I used it. I don't know if this is some like onboard graphics chip here. What is this? I'm so ignorant. Can we see like what chip this is? What is that? Intel. There you go. I don't know if that's like a video chip or what that is, what that does. But anyways, it had video. I ran like Windows 7 on this thing back in the day. So yeah, I don't know why I can't bring myself to throw it out. Just, I don't know, because mom bought me it, and I've heard people online talk about Dell Optiplexes a lot. So this was a popular model in schools when I was younger. So yeah, it's got a, is this like parallel? Is that a parallel port? Or is that serial, that big purple thing? I don't know. One of the niche things about this is it had DisplayPort back in the early like 2010. This motherboard has a copyright 2009 on it. Yeah, see there, right beside that capacitor, copyright 2009, right there, right there. Oh, hopefully y'all can see that. So I also don't know what this thing is. Is this before integrated memory controllers? Is one of these like a memory controller? I don't know a ton about all this yet. I've learned a bit about it. I learned these are two PCI slots right here, which is that's how old this is. And then this is a PCIe slot, PCIe 1.0. I believe, because it still has PCI, then I don't think it's gonna have PCIe 2. So that's that. Oh, look at the little ladybug crawling through the case. Hey, you can use that as your home for a while. I don't know if I want to use a new power supply because I don't know what these like connectors are for. I just hopefully can remember where they go. So yeah. I'm just gonna keep things fairly stock, upgraded processor, and then I was trying to figure out how to throw in a graphics card. We'll get to that in a minute. Also, of course, I have a just to keep things mounted like fairly stock without having to destroy them fully, I have a dual 2.5 inch to 3.5 inch adapter, so it lets you put two 2.5 inch SSDs in the space that this hard drive would take. So I'll probably just use one because I think I can only use one with I think there's only like one SATA power cord. Well, there's two. One for the disk drive. I'm gonna keep the disk drive. I have the disk drive right here. Here's a disk drive for it. So that's that. I don't know. Maybe I'll upgrade the disk drive. I could do that. I think. I don't know. They're universal sizes, right? So anyways, so graphics card, a cool thing. I was like, how does it fit? Kind of like, it'd be kind of janky. It might work. You could, but like, see this empty space here in the case? Like, I was thinking, how do you fit the graphics card in this and make it look kind of proper? This was Dell's solution. So this is what mine always only had this little crappy like I think that's S video, or is that PS2? And then is that console, or is that some VGA? I don't know what that little ribbon cable thing is, but I noticed here on this side, unused, look, there's full-size slots, and you can use a PCI card and or a PCIe card, it looks like. So that's pretty banger. Hopefully that just works. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that there for now. So gonna put some sort of SSD in here. Maybe upgrade the disk drive. Hopefully this power supply just works. I have a feeling the power supply might be dead. So yeah, we'll figure that out. And this is some like ribbon cable that goes to the front USB ports and stuff that goes into here on the motherboard. So it's got a couple of proprietary Dell things. So I didn't want to like really bastardize this machine too much. I don't even know why I'm doing this. I just couldn't bring myself to throw my old Dell Optiplex. So yeah, that's where we're at with the Dell Optiplex. The processor's on the way in the mail from China. The new old stock motherboard's on the way from Quebec. Hopefully that just works. I have the graphics card. This was part of the cooling thing. Oh no, where'd the screws go? There's one of the screws. Okay, there's the other one. I have like some stock crappy cooler. I'll just probably stick with that unless it becomes a problem. And you can see it's nice. Like the back of this thing was labeled and color coded for this motherboard, like really nice. It was all like the DisplayPort back then was neat. Oh, and then eSATA, and then is that parallel? What's that? Is that like a printer? That is very ever so slightly before my time. I got into computers right around the time this computer was a thing. This was my last pre-built computer that I ever owned, and then I built a custom build with an AMD FX 8350 after this. So yeah, that's where the Dell Optiplex is at. Let's continue a couple weeks from now when stuff shows up in the mail. Alright gamers, it's Carputing back to you with another clip. So I've got some good news and bad news. Let me move this all around on screen so you can see it. So this Dell motherboard is in my Dell Optiplex. It's dead, it's not working anymore, so you know, I needed to replace it, so I got this new one in from eBay. The downside is, though, I noticed, I'm still gonna send it, but if you see here, I'll take it out of the packaging, and we'll all get a good look at it. So here we go. This isn't even opened yet, so I gotta like slice it open there. This is a new old stock motherboard, so. There we go. That looks a lot nicer. So if we just check and compare everything, there is a slight difference, which is unfortunate, but it will make it work. So we see the capacitors all here. These all look nice and solid, I guess. I've got, see this connector is new, and then it's missing this SATA connector. It looks like there's pads for it, but I'm not sure if you can just solder those on or how that works. But overall, it looks to be the same other than that. You can see this is like a brown capacitor. These are purple capacitors, so I don't see, is that, it's got to be some different brand. This has got all different blue capacitors, so I don't know if it was just made somewhere else and that's how they did it there, but that's that. So you can see it's got a little piece of paper on it to protect the socket, and it's got some sticker on it here that the other one doesn't have, so that's also unique. So let's get the old one out, and I don't think it's exactly time to put the new one in yet because I gotta clean out this case. This fan here is quite dirty. Let me make sure you guys can see that. So see that fan right there? That one's a bit dirty, so I'm gonna, let me get you guys in better vision there. There you go. So let me see if I can just remove this this fan. I think it was like supposed to, yeah, clip out there. And then, oh, okay, so yeah, it just fully clips out like that. That was annoying before. Also, because there's only 2 SATA connectors, I wanted to run 2 drives and 2 OSs, but looks like this is gonna be a single OS project, so I'll have to come in here and swap the drive if I wanna swap the OS. I gotta make a final decision kinda. What do I wanna run on this? Windows XP or Windows 7? I'm gonna get this fan and this case cleaned up here. Hopefully that worked. Let me get my camera out and show y'all. It was horrible before. I just huffed and I puffed and I blew, and I took I have these little China brushes I got off Amazon. And honestly, the case is looking like brand new now. I'm still waiting on the CPU. I'm still waiting on some RAM. I have some RAM, but I'm still waiting on a new CPU to come in. So we're just gonna get the motherboard back into place otherwise for now, I guess. It goes in like this. I gotta get all these cords and cables out of the way. Thankfully, it's not too much of a wiring nightmare in here. We just get that all nice and, oh, maybe I need to massage it from this side. So we'll go maybe a little something like that. There we go. So that seems to be starting to fit itself back into place. Let's get this little mesh filter all happy. It's kind of picky. So gotta get that. Does this mesh filter need to go on first? I don't think so. Oh no, it just goes, there we go. There you go. It just kind of, you just got to keep massaging it till it goes in. Where did I leave my screwdriver set? There I left it. So now, I'm pretty sure this went this way. That feels about right. Let's get all these little screws in. I got one down in this corner here. One more here. Plug in the motherboard connector. There you go. And then let's plug in. It connects the front panel ports to the rest of the stuff. So, come on. Seems kind of proprietary, but there was obviously, apparently, a few different versions of not just these Dell towers, but the motherboards for them. There we go. That feels in place. That looks in place. This motherboard is, wow, a new old stock one of these looks absolutely nice and shiny. Now that I've, got an air purifier in my room and fans going, and hopefully this won't just sit fully uncared for 15 years again. Hopefully this will run and stay running. And then we've got one more up in this corner. Oh, we got one more in this bottom left corner. There's one there. There's a few places you could put these, but we'll put this one right here in the middle, I guess. So there's most of those back. And then, pretty sure it was this way. I think it was this way. This way feels like it makes a bit more sense. So we'll get that on, and that's for the CPU cooler. Okay, yeah, that went in finally. And then, I think these need to seat pretty deep because they clamp the cooler on. There you go. So that looks ready to go now, and all I need is the good old China CPU. What is this? Where did this go? This went somewhere, didn't it? Kind of gone too far. Maybe not. P4. Was that for something else? Maybe it was for something else. Oh yeah, and then I almost forgot. How did I almost blank out on the speaker and the CPU fan? I'm a goofy goober. That just goes there. It's nice and easy. And then does this just go nice and right beside it? I think it does. Yeah, Oh, that looks legit. There's the speaker and the fan hooked back up. Now the only thing I'm waiting on is RAM and the CPU. I also do have, let's see if we could get this set up. I think I just found another screw. Let me throw that in somewhere before I continue my yapping. Well, there's a spot. I got this, a tested 750 Ti, because it's the best graphics card I could find that is PCIe, doesn't require a power connector, and supports legacy BIOS. That's what we're rocking. I guess I gotta figure out how to get it in this Dell card. Well, hopefully y'all are zoomed in good now. I think it's just to lift that, push that out, and then this Dell riser card should accept this. Let me just... That probably got a bit of moisture in it. Someone probably is gonna kill me for that. You gonna go in? Oh, yeah, it went in. It went in. That was really funky. I didn't like that, but we'll, oh, now I gotta put this back on properly. This other one. And will it like lock? Oh, it locked. The card on this cool ass riser board is just getting all that dust out. That is a Dell Optiplex with a 750 Ti in it. See if we can slide this in. I'm watching from the same angle as you guys. We're just gonna see if we could figure it out here. Okay. Oh yeah, you kind of had to go directly from the top, I think. And then that's gonna slide in. And then that's gonna slide in. Let me just remove my phone for a flashlight. Oh, I didn't like doing that. So it sat in. It's really close to the capacitors and like the parallel port on the side. But I think it's all happy. It's either gonna work or it's not. And I gotta get this stupid little thing in over here. I don't know what this does, but I want it. I want all the holes filled. So we're gonna put that back, and then is that gonna be happy now? Yeah. I think it's just all good. And then this, they kind of want you to tuck a few times around, but it then goes here. There you go. That is on there. So now the only thing we're missing is a CPU and the RAM. Now these motherboards say they're supposed to, and I have, okay, yeah, let me expand on that. So CPU's coming from China, RAM's coming from China. I have some RAM if the CPU gets here first. We'll see. Anyways, this I'll throw on the side for now. Since I only have one SATA connector, well, two, I thought I had a third, but that's on the other motherboard, I guess. So I'm gonna have one go into the SSD and one, which I'm gonna replace this hard drive, and one go into a Blu-ray drive. So that's okay, we'll make it work. Just can't have two OSs anymore, but that's okay. Dell Optiplex update will continue when the CPU gets here. This is looking so much better than before. Hopefully the power supply is good. That's one of my other main concerns, is we've replaced freaking everything at this point, like literally everything, other than the power supply. So hopefully that's all good. I think I might be able to upgrade this fan too, because I noticed this whole plastic enclosure, it has just the fan kind of separate from the rest. Depending on how that works, I might be able to upgrade that fan in there, so that would be cool. Well, gamers, we have a bit of an update from where we last left off. You'll see the graphics card is no longer in here, and that's because I'm not sure why, but with this expansion card or riser card, it just would not detect the graphics card. So I have to get some sort of low profile, no power connector graphics card. That's still to be figured out. In the meantime, I did get a new power supply also. I put in an M-Disk drive burner thing. I took the 4 terabyte drive out that I was going to put in here, and I put in a 500 gig SSD. Just because it can only recognize MBR for the boot, not GPT, therefore drives over 2 terabytes won't detect properly. I have 16 gigabytes of low density RAM in here, 4x4 sticks. That's the maximum you can put. I tried a bunch of different RAM sticks, and 8 gigabyte high density sticks will not post. So that is the maximum RAM you can get in a Dell Optiplex, is 16 gigabytes. I've got the Q9650, I believe that is in here. and let's see what happens. So I got another Dell Optiplex off Facebook Marketplace. Luckily, I found one just randomly posted as PC computer for $10. And I bought it. I got it home. I plugged it right in and wanted to see what would happen with it. I did a bit off camera without recording because I got so frustrated at... I replaced everything in this thing here, and it still wouldn't work. I got the new processor in the mail. I slapped it in. I forget where I put that clip. I did record it, but anyways, I slapped in the processor. It wouldn't boot. I tried a bunch of different RAM. It wouldn't boot. I took this motherboard out. This is a DDR3 motherboard. I got a new old stock DDR2 one in the mail. Long story. I tried a different motherboard. Nothing would work. Multiple power supplies, the original one, this new Amazon China one. I got another used one from Toronto off eBay. Nothing would work. So I got this thing, this computer, this Dell Optiplex on the left here off Facebook, and I went to turn it on and it did the same result. It like gave 2 beeps and no post. I thought there's no way in hell these two computers are having the same issue. So the solution was, I had to try a different screen. I don't know why, but the monitor I was trying to use before, let me turn my flashlight off. The monitor I was trying to use before was a 1600p height resolution, I believe, and 3000 something wide. It was a decently high resolution ultra wide monitor, and I found out after the fact on Google, because I've never dealt with this before, the maximum resolution a Dell Optiplex can put out is 1080p. I never would have noticed that back in the day because I was just always rocking 1080p monitors. That's all I could afford. All that was standard back in 2010 when I used this thing. 1080p was plenty. So I hooked it up to this old monitor TV thing that my mom had laying around. It's only 1280 by 800, but the Dell Optiplex sprung to life. The thing's happy as can be. If we go into Task Manager here, you can see it's got the 16 gigabytes of DDR3, and it's running at, sorry for the poor recording, 1066 megahertz. There you go, you can see right there, 4 out of 4 slots used. I have got the 500 gig SSD, and let's shut it down and see how quick it boots up. This thing just goes so quick. So there you go, it's off. All right, we're gonna press the power button now, and let's see how quick it takes to turn on. Dell Optiplex 780, I updated the BIOS to A15, the most recent revision. It's loading Intel stuff there. We got Windows loading in. Come on, Windows. Not too shabby. I don't know what that is. What, 20 seconds? 15 seconds boot up time? Not too bad for 1066 megahertz RAM. Let me go to the CPU. You can see we've got the quad Q9650 in there. Rocking at 2.75 gigahertz. Oh, I guess I have fast startup on right now because it says 6 days uptime. Although I think I've unplugged the power supply to this. I don't know. I've been tinkering a lot recently. So that's the Dell Optiplex. We've got it up and running. I'm gonna make another video once I get a graphics card in. I'll do some video game benchmarks and stuff. As of now, it's not really worth it. I'll maybe in the next video when I do get a graphics card, I'll do some benchmarks with just these integrated graphics. I'm not even sure if you can see the graphics that are on it. Oh, you can. So the graphics chipset on it is the Q45/Q43 Express chipset. That's what we're working with. It's not much of a gamer chipset, but that's all for this video. We'll pick up in episode 2 of the Dell Optiplex for a graphics card edition and some testing of games. Have a great day for now. Thanks for watching this one, folks.